John, slow down. What do you mean? What do you mean she saw you naked? Like, how? Did you go just in the street?
No.
I know that's a weird thing to
Maybe
say,
I-
but I'm just trying
maybe
to
I
put
should-
pieces
Wait,
together.
what's going
From
on?
the beginning.
Jen's been naked in the streets. What's going
No,
on?
Blanky, I'm not undressing in the street. I'm not undressing any. I did undress a few times, but not on the street. Just in home to change clothes.
Okay, John.
Okay then.
Okay, John, focus.
Lonte wants to come back.
Okay,
Wait, what? what do you mean by that, Blanky?
John, focus, please.
Okay.
You're saying
You're
saying that you found Alondra.
I went outside. I walked with Moira and David. They went to the records. I continued walking. I helped Andrea, and I was like, "Yo, what up, Andrea?" She's like, "Yo, what up, June?" I was like, "Yo, you know the shares?" She's like, "Of course I know the shares." They died. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, man, parents died." She's like, "Yeah, but the kid got married." I'm like, "Yeah, to who?" She's like, "Oh, to Frank." I'm like, "Who the fuck's Frank?" She's like, "Oh, Frank was a nice guy. I had a crush on him or something." So like, okay, and then she's like, I'm like, "Is Frank alive?" She's no, like, Frank is dead, but there was nice surface. And I'm like, okay, is Alondra alive? She's like, "Oh yeah, that used to be her name." I'm like, "What the fuck used to be her name?" She's like, "Oh yeah, she's Diana now." And she points to the shop across the street. It's like the dress shop where me and Moira got clothes. Alondra is the one that sold me clothes and had to take my measurements on the garments.
Oh God,
She's been living around the rack, like it's left of the market. She's been here all the time, but she doesn't go by Alondra, by the way, because her parents went super crazy and died. Oh yeah, so the parents are dead.
Yeah, no, outside of our
Yeah, so she goes by Diana Tar.
Wow, great work, John.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez, if we'd only thought to have asked when you met Andrea, I guess, but
Yeah, but we met Andrea in quite a stressed
quite,
time.
yeah, we weren't really in our right minds, and I mean, I suppose you
Oh,
wouldn't
now
even,
I'm dead.
you wouldn't even have really been able to connect the dots with the woman because we had no way of knowing that Alondra had changed her name. I mean, it makes sense, but we wouldn't have any notion it would be that specific person.
Now that I feel calmed down since I have explained it all,
Um,
I feel like it happens for a reason, you know?
sure you don't need to sit down for a couple of minutes, John?
I need a glass of water, I think.
Hang on, let me go and get one for you.
Right.
But we'll come back with a glass of
How
water.
are we gonna just deliver a skeleton to her?
I think we should wait for the others to get back and then just figure out how we're going to approach her. Because I'd probably say that it'd be wise to just discuss it as a group. I mean, I imagine that David and Moira, if they have found anything, will probably be coming back to report anyway. So, they may have even have come to the same conclusion as you. Well, depending on what they found. But no, like, we finally found her.
I was shaking, honestly. Wow.
John.
She was,
Yeah, John.
and like we were looking for her, but for her to be right under our noses, like I've passed her shop
It was probably
many times.
It was going to be something like this.
I've
though,
seen
John.
her. I talked to her.
Yeah, because you went into the shop with. You went to that shop with Moira, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing Moira might have known her then.
Oh, I think so because she and Moira talked quite a bit in a familiar sense, and they were. I think so. But that means Moira doesn't know it was Alondra.
Well, I mean, I
Which
guess.
makes sense.
I guess it would have.
dropped that name at marriage.
I mean, I'm guessing it's something that she wouldn't really talk to about anyone. So I mean, it's more than plausible that Moira just had no idea. I guess it depends on how well they know each other. But John, please, it's as you say, shaking. Just take a seat for a few minutes and just calm yourself down, alright?
What have you been up to?
Well, I've actually been quite productive. I got the glasses done. Me and Lonte have got the fridge ready.
Martinez would like that.
I've completed the sickle, but something a bit strange happened when I did.
Did your magic overload?
It'd be better. Yes. I don't know what happened. It felt similar to, not quite the same as when we fought the Wyvern, but my magic sort of just surged as I was doing the complete touches, and you know what? It'd actually be better to just show you rather than describe it. Brandon will take out the sickle and just give it to John. Yeah, just take a hold of this a sec. You'll see what I mean. Don't worry, it's not harmful in any way.
Nothing works, okay.
No, it's not harmful, but it's weird.
Yeah, okay, it's weird. Not weird. Yeah, how this has been a weird day. And with that, she grabs the sickle.
As you grab a hold of the sickle, you can see yourself from behind. You see hers a little bit messy. You see your shirt's not quite straight. You can see that Brandon is tapping one of his feet slightly.
Am I experiencing the world in third person view free cam?
Yeah, that's how I would describe it. It's trippy, isn't it?
I can see the back of my head.
Jeez, like being at the hairdressers.
What did you do?
I didn't do it on purpose. But it's... I mean, the item, as far as I can tell, works the way it's supposed to. It's just got an extra quirk, I guess.
You did not pick the quirk.
Why would I pick this specific quirk?
I don't know. I'm just asking. Hey, maybe you were like thinking like, hey, how do I look from behind while making the sickle? That's just manifested into the sickle.
No, John, genuinely, all I did was just complete the item exactly like I did the others. I mean, I'm going to say that Brandon probably showed this to Lante earlier as well, so... Because I imagine he was around when Brandon completed the item, so just shout over to Lante. Yeah, Lante, you had no idea why this happened either, did you? Because I did precisely what we'd practiced when you initially showed me how to enchant things, and happened.
Yeah, could be an amateur mistake. Could just be your magic's weird. To be fair, your magic is weird, so...
I think it's probably... Well, I mean, I guess it could be a bit of column A, a bit of column B, but I didn't have any trouble with the enchanting glasses, and as far as I could tell, I approached the process in more or less the same way. Well, the diagram dip was different, I suppose, but the bag of holding functioned as intended. This just seems to be a bit of an outlier.
Anything different change between now and then?
Well, I mean, the most significant thing was that surge in magic. I mean, you saw what I was like after that battle, Lante. I mean, for God's sake, I awakened Moira's magic, sort of, with the activities.
To do with that.
Oh yeah, most likely. But
if you don't mind, I'm having a siesta.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Sorry to disturb you, Lante.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Thank you, it's appreciated.
Rest well, enjoy your siesta.
Bye. Let me know if you run naked through the streets.
I didn't run naked in the streets. I was naked in a dressing booth, the shop for clothing. So I can ascribe this to just a random effect.
That name's good. I feel that you and Moira are trying to make that name stick, and if you keep going, it's probably going to work.
We should call your section of the shop that, Random Brandon.
Well, you know what? That does actually got quite the ring to it.
Do you engrave your name into the things you make?
I mean, hadn't, but I could consider it, I guess.
You should do that. It's cool. Like, leave your name in a nice way.
Have to probably get some sort of graving tool. I don't know. But anyway, just whilst you and I are talking along for a bit, I've been meaning to ask you: are you actually doing okay, generally?
Yeah, I think. I'm okay. Holding on. Holding with the punches. I don't roll well with the punches. They hit hard.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Maybe it might be my imagination, but just since I don't know, I guess the Wyvern fight, you've been a bit more on edge than usual.
Yeah. Well, who wouldn't be? It's crazy. As soon as I start thinking about it all, it's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, now come to think about it, John, we haven't even really talked about the basics, like your change. I mean, if it's considered, I think you've actually coped really well. I have to be honest, John, I know you well enough by now to know that you're bottling things up.
Yeah, you're right.
If you remember, John, you were the one who kind of put me on to this whole thing of taking care of my mental health, and, you know, all these times that you spent listening to me online, I genuinely think that it's made me a better person. Frankly, John, your kindness is a great inspiration to me.
Appreciate it. No, I just appreciate it. That nice thing to say.
I know that you're reluctant to offload your burdens. I know it's not something that you tend to do, but you were there to talk sense into me the other day when I tried to go running off after that wyvern, so I'm going to repeat some advice that you once gave me. It's important to get things off your chest, and I'll always be there to listen if you need me. You've helped me, John, more than you know, over the 2 years that I've known you. So if there's anything that you want to get off your chest, I'm prepared here and now to listen to you. it's the least I can do for someone who has given me so much time and compassion both before and during our journey. I mean, obviously, John, I don't want to force you to have a discussion you don't want to. It's helped me a great deal when I've opened up, so if you're willing to humour me, I'll listen.
It's interesting to hear the advice you give out being dished back.
I needed you to remind me when I went after Moira that teamwork was the thing that was needed to overcome that, and that I needed to keep a level head. I know that, especially in the fight yesterday, I didn't really take that advice as well as I could have. But John, you might have very well have saved my life by saying the right thing there, because I was fully prepared to go running into the mountains on a suicide mission.
I'm glad you listened.
So am I.
It feels great to know that the advice I give does not fall upon deaf ears, and the things I say are taken, serious.
John, I say this without any shame or compunction. You are my standard of what a good person should be. I benchmark my actions against you. I know you are a lot younger than me, but I don't think I've ever seen a better example of a decent human being than you. That's not flattery or false praise, I genuinely mean that.
I know you long enough to know you do not say things like that. I'm just trying my best, and I had great examples, I guess. People that showed me the way, and I tried to do that for others. And you're right, I've been keeping a lot inside. And I thought, it's just 1 or 2 issues. If I give it time, it will be better. But the issues continued coming. I don't even know where to start.
From the beginning.
Dressing. Obvious thing is, the change. It's weird. I wouldn't say I gave it a spot, I just accepted it. And it helps that that Moira helps me. There are little jokes about it, but nobody's been weird about it, so that helps.
I do deliberately try not to draw any more attention to it than I need to. If I use the wrong pronoun sometimes, I'm not doing it for any other reason than sometimes I just forget.
I've completely blocked that out. I don't care about pronouns. It's a weird thing, in my in my situation. So I am fine with whatever people say. And I would say emotionally I have accepted it. It is what it is. Gotta, deal with the cards you've been dealt. It's just, as soon as I start thinking about the practical things, it's like, okay. But luckily Moira helped me with a bit of that, so that's something. And it's not uncomfortable anymore, It's been 2 weeks in this body, so...
For saying that this has all happened in the span of just under 3 weeks, I think anyone would do very well to acclimate.
I think it's also because of the magic and the battles and everything else has changed along. It's been... Kind of feels like... Do you know what VR is? Yeah,
Virtual reality.
Right? Yeah, it's like I'm stuck in one of those characters.
Do you not remember when we tried to log out in the user interface just after we were kidnapped?
Yeah, there's no option there.
No, unfortunately there isn't.
As time has passed, I've given that its place. Speaking with Eldeth has also helped. I was really worried about what to do. What does a cleric do? What does serving her or spreading her name or being a conduit of her power mean? But she's been really chill about it. Just try your best, do good.
Do you mind if I offer a bit of insight on that? Or just my 2 cents?
Sure.
I don't think you actually need to try very hard to spread their ideology, John. That is just your nature. You can spread Aldef's name through your actions. I think you've probably been getting bogged down in the sense that you owe her some form of obligation. When in reality, you simply just have to keep doing what you've been doing. I mean, has she ever actually
Yes.
asked anything of you?
Just be myself. Do good. My actions will speak for itself. And I remember when I first talked to her, she was already happy with my way of thinking. She has never passed on adjustments.
The very fact that she has gifted you her personal blessing, to me at least, says that she sees a lot of potential in you, and that you are worthy of that investment.
At school, I was good at it without any effort, But to be the best, you have to put in the effort. And for the parents and for my teachers, I always wanted to deliver the best I could. So it's weird to hear from somebody they don't care.
Because in a way you've been conditioned to not really take satisfaction in something unless you feel that you've put in effort proportionate to earn that sense of satisfaction.
Yeah, I didn't get the satisfaction unless I got full mark, There shouldn't be any mistakes in the work I deliver. And she has given me a task and I'm like, okay, but I feel like I'm not giving it my all, even though she repeatedly says I'm doing well. It doesn't make sense to have that feeling right now with this, because
you don't adjust your mindset overnight. I guess it's a little bit like me trying to apply scientific concepts from our world to magic, for example. Some things are just not compatible. The ideas on paper might seem conceptually similar. Maybe it's not the best example, but as somebody who has kind of been a bit of a perfectionist himself, I don't think it necessarily matters if you are quintessentially the best at any one thing or not, as long as you are the best version of yourself. Because I can't really claim to be anybody's superior in the shop. Everything I can do, one of you can do better. Maybe that might change with time, but I content myself knowing that I give everything my best shot. And as long as I can help you guys and be a good partner to Moira, I'm happy. If I had any advice to give you, John, I think you just need to learn to be content with yourself and to accept that you're not going to get all the answers and achieve everything you want to overnight. The advantage you have that I don't is that you have time. You'll grow into this role, John, and you'll achieve great things on your terms.
I hope so. The only person you have to outdo is the you of yesterday. Taken that to a very radical extreme, that no progression feels like the worst thing ever. So I just have to accept that any step forward could be alright.
But John, you have progressed as much as anyone else here. I don't think you appreciate just how valued you are, not just as a friend, but in general. There's been several times now where your instincts have been pretty spot on. You were right about the wyvern. If we'd gone with our gut, we might have been able to act faster. And I admit that I was the one who derailed that train of thought, so...
Yeah, but it's still a gut feeling grasp straws. The only base I had for that was just the feeling.
You should have more conviction, I think. You're smart, John. And for what it's worth, I do take your opinion seriously.
I appreciate that. And same goes for you. I think I'm so stuck in my own mind that I'm a bit all over the place.
Sometimes when you're looking
And
so
find it-
inward, you can't really take in you as you actually are. You're kind of like stuck with this static preconceived notion of the person that you have to be versus the one you are and are still becoming. We were talking about your spells the other day and how you felt that you weren't really able to be effective in that regard, but now that we've bought some for you and the fact that you can change your spells, you could be the most versatile member of our team. When we're talking tactics, you can literally tailor your set of tools to any given situation.
I'm terrible at fights.
And
Especially lately.
a lot of it's mindset. And the only reason I've been different in fights is because, well, I've had something to fight for. But not very long ago, John, I must admit I was very much like the way you were describing now. Until I met Moira, I was in my own head as well, not really paying attention much to the world around me beyond what I needed to do, but meeting her and having to think through that situation woke me up, brought me back to life. I don't really know how best to describe it, but I think I've come out of that experience a better person. And
Still, I cannot get rid of this gnawing feeling in my stomach whenever I think of facing something. It's not that I'm afraid to fight, like I would gladly jump into the battle, but things go south, I blank, especially in the face of, I don't know how to explain. It's multiple things. It's the wyverns, they're it's a strange thing to fight them. Like I can see my life bar in my view. And as it ticks down, it stresses me out. Last time I was with Kara and I was about to go down, she was about to go down, and
I'm sorry,
it felt
John,
like it
for
was
that.
just the two of us.
I am genuinely sorry for what I did in that fight. I made a split-second decision, but I'd been so
just that.
sorry.
I mean, I'm not trying to guilt trip you. It's the circumstances that keep, like, I think at the House of the Shares in the forest, we were also separated, and it easily makes me feel overrun because I feel like in battle I'm weaker than all of you. It makes me feel very separated when I look around and I don't have anyone near me.
Well, from here on out, John, we're going to fix that. I think you were spot on when we were talking earlier about being individuals in battle. Like I said before, you have good instincts. You were right. And I think now that we've got Moira with us, it gives us more options tactically, but I think the next step is to sit down and actually discuss everything that we can do now. On that note, if you don't mind me changing the subject for a second, sorry.
It's alright.
I noticed something else about my magic when I was casting it in that fight.
Last night?
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to it at the time, just given how intense things were. But when I looked at my sheet, I have something called meta magic now.
What does it mean in this context?
Well, I seem to have gained the ability to sculpt my spells, kind of manipulate my magic in different ways. For example, I was able to cast 2 spells very quickly, where I could normally only cast 1. I also seem to have the ability to make a spell stronger after I've cast it. It's like the magic I cast, I can seem to manipulate it in 4 very specific ways, but I think maybe it's something worth going into more depth when the others are around or when we do these combat exercises, because I think it opens up some interesting options. I would like to get back to what we were discussing and just mention that as an aside because it was relevant.
I will keep that in mind. No, I was just talking about stress. Is it stress? It might even be anxiety. I feel so incredibly, like, aside from facing freaking dragon face to face, like standing right in front of it, on this journey I felt really small. Not physically, but also physically, but like, to know you're just a single grain in this multiverse that's suddenly tasked with fighting items, getting powers from a god, fighting another god. There are a few devils hunting your group. It's like, okay, but
I know what you mean, John, especially with feeling like you're between a lot of different forces that you can't control. The thing is, John, our lives have always been this way in a sense, except we're probably some of the few people who actually understand the full scope of that. I mean, when we were living on Earth, like, can't help but think just how much we were ignorant to until we came on this journey. And being placed in this position, it is very humbling, and it does kind of make you feel less significant. But at the same time, despite everything, John, it's also just made me appreciate just the fact that life is what you ultimately make of it, for better or for worse. There might be no grand purpose to our lives, so it's down to ourselves to confer that purpose upon ourselves. For me personally, all I want, John, is to just try and leave a place better than I found it. Grand ambitions don't really do anything except give you an unobtainable goalpost to strive for that you'll never achieve. So I've personally accepted that perhaps the best way to live your life is to just live it simply and to just let tomorrow come. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that helps.
It does. It reminds me of how my parents often say that contentment is the key to, happiness in life. If you have something, you're glad that you have it, but if it's away, you're content enough that it won't hurt you that you lost something. Like wealth or, materialistic things, but even emotional. And what you say, it somehow reminds me of this Chinese Buddhistic belief of, well, every mortal should be able to reach divinity, but it can be done as simple as by enjoying cooking and just doing that as best as you can, as you love it. Even that person can achieve divinity within that. It's not about being the wealthiest or the most powerful or whatever, just something you like and you do with joy can already lead you up there.
I don't think I've mentioned this actually, but when I was at the lake with Moira, telling her about everything, I mean, as you might imagine, I went in a long, rambling explanation of something, but she said to me concerning just how I want to live my life that sometimes you just find something every day to enjoy, whether that be a song, a cuddle, a kiss, or just a nice view. I asked her to marry me almost immediately after she said that.
Understandable.
She convinced me in that moment that she was exactly the kind of person that I need in my life. Though we're very different in a lot of ways, we value a lot of the same things.
I think you're lucky to have Moira, in the sense that you have found someone that not only compliments you but also balances you out, if that makes sense. Like, there's enough similarities between you, but also luckily enough differences that it balances the skills.
I just hope that I'm enough for her, if that makes sense.
She seems like a girl who knows what she wants, and she has
absolutely
thrown her entire life around for you. It's nice to have someone like that, I think. Before this, I felt content. I enjoyed the simple things of life. I didn't care about tomorrow. I didn't mind where I slept, or what I ate. I was happy with even having the least of things, but I was happy because I did things at my pace, the way I wanted. I traveled. I went where I wanted. I could hop into the crowd and the busy social life. I could hop out when I needed a break. I even wasn't scared of dying. I was happy. If that was it, that was it. But now I feel scared. Because I'm not dying the way I wanted to die, and I'm not living the way I'm wanting to live. I'm trying to listen to what I taught myself before this.
And sometimes, even when you know rationally what the right thing to do is, or the right course of action, convincing yourself emotionally is an uphill struggle, John. Believe me, I know. The situation is what it is, but I think you can still have a happy life, John. It's true, you're not travelling on your own terms anymore, and you do have an obligation now which you're not able to walk away from. But it's as Granny Sheila once told you, you have the opportunity to see so much more than anybody from our world ever has, or frankly, ever will. Whilst there are definitely disadvantages, and your anxieties are valid, I think it will help immensely if you can by degrees accept, as long as we're careful, as long as we work together, we show up our tactics, and we learn how to deal with things under pressure, we'll eventually, as a group, get used to this lifestyle. Remember, John, it's not even been 3 weeks yet. You have to consider how little time and just how much we have had to deal with. I mean, for Christ's sakes, John, you saw what me trying to take a break did. Going forward, we need a day off every now and again. I understand in
would
David's
agree
case
with
that
that.
we need to get home, but you obviously really needed to talk about this. And sorry.
I also really understand David because I've often said like I do like exploring the multiverse. I'm very curious, enthusiastic about everything, but in it all beyond that I don't feel myself. I feel disconnected or untethered.
You haven't really been on this journey as the person you were before you left.
Yes, and I get attached to the smallest things. Like if I can be as stupid as a simple stone, but I find it precious because I found it somewhere at a nice place, or it reminds me of something, the memories or whatever.
You're a deeply sentimental person, I think is what you're trying to say.
And whilst I was away from home, I always had a connection with, my home. I could call, I could text, and now it feels like I've been pulled out of that.
Maybe that might be the nail on the head, John. If you had a way to touch base, maybe that's what you need to ground you.
I don't think so.
And if David keeps developing these abilities as he did, maybe if he can reach his wife and he gets stronger, maybe you could ask Stanival about it. Maybe we could work something out.
I hope so. I really, really feel bad about the radio silence.
That is not your fault, though, John.
Well, kinda, I signed the contract, but
John,
I cannot place that
you
feeling of
can't.
disconnection.
And I think that's because when you signed that contract, not only were you taken away from the life that you had, you, in terms of disassociating, you not only changing your race, but also your gender. I mean, I can understand why you just feel so... It's a kind of a paradox that the journey you've been on probably feels both like a dream and also harrowingly real. And that paradox, I guess, is what's weighing on you.
I have been so disassociative. I don't feel like myself. I am not myself. Everything around me is gone. Everything that I was used to is gone. And I just bottle it up and push it away by enjoying the journey. And the only times I realize all the things I've bottled up is when facing death. It felt good to throw it all out there, to share my thoughts, and to hear the things I've been feeling said. It feels lighter.
I hope I've helped anyway.
No, yes, definitely. I obviously couldn't have this conversation with myself. I just told myself to deal with it later. I'm honestly touched that you have noticed that I wasn't doing good.
I've noticed on and off for a while. I've just not had a good opportunity to really approach you about this.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I know that probably some of your distress has been helping me and all of my problems. So I wanted to help you for a change, and I hope that I have.
Yes. And I truly appreciate that you are, such a good friend.
I learned from the best, John.
Wasn't what I had in mind when we said we had to go on a life-changing friendship trip.
No, I don't. This wasn't on the docket for me either. John, seriously, if you're feeling like this again, or if you just need to talk, I don't care what I'm doing. Just ask, and I'll listen. I owe everyone, but you especially, a great deal, so... Right, well, I suppose we should just wait for David and Moira to get back and then figure out what to do next.